So he says in 5:21, submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. Now, one of the deceptive things that we get in our Bibles is this: in some translations, they will finish at 5:21 and then put a heading directly above the 5:22, something like, proper household management or something like that. In other words, splitting these two verses as though they're unrelated things. And so the real issue starts in 5:22, which is wives submit to your husbands, and all the controversy begins. But actually the verse begins in 5:21. In fact, it's almost in the same sentence. There's almost no break in the sentence here between 5:21 and 5:22 because it's talking about exactly the same thing. So 5:21 says submit to one another. Who's the one another? Well, that's everybody. Husbands to wives, wives to husbands, everybody submit to one another. Everybody within the church submit to one another. In the same way that Christ submitted to death and the way that he submitted to his Father's will, we too must submit to one another. That's how this whole shebang works. It's all about mutual submission. So submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. Then he says in 5:22, wives, to your own husbands as you do to the Lord. Now you'll notice there I didn't mention the submit, because in the Greek, the submit actually isn't there. The verse literally reads, wives, to your own husbands. And then you say, well, then where does the submit come from? Well, it comes from the previous verse. The previous verse supplies the verb, which is submit to one another, wives, to your own husbands. But the framing issue here, or the framing idea here, is submit to one another. So of course that means wives submit to your husbands, because that's what it means to submit to one another. And so he doesn't even need to say it, because it's already built into the previous verse, in the first half of the sentence. You all submit to one another. That includes wives to husbands. And all the wives just went, okay, yeah, of course. Like, any actual instructions you want to give us here that we didn't already know? Well, no, that's it. Just submit to your husbands. So don't change anything. Yeah, pretty much. That's what I'm saying. But the real instruction, the real troubling command is the submit to one another, because then the husbands in the room will go, well, hang on a second. Are you talking about us? We have to submit to our wives? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Submit to one another, wives to husbands, and then in reverse, husbands to wives. That's what mutual submission looks like. It's not only one side has to do all the submission. No, both of you do. Wives to the husbands, and then presumably husbands to the wives.